Hello, welcome to this Zoom yoga class. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the cooling breath, the Sitali and Sitkari yoga breath that helps cool the body down. We're about to enter a very hot week ahead in my neck of the woods in Massachusetts, but it's going to be all over the country. So it's nice to find a breathing technique that will help cool down the body. It's also that time of the year in the yoga Ayurvedic world where pitta dosha is very, very prevalent. So that tends to make us hotter more easily. So it's good to practice moves that open up those sweaty spaces, nice wide legs, nice open arms, and use that cooling breath to cool down and help to balance or tap down excessive pitta in the body. I hope you enjoy the practice, and if you do, I hope you hit the subscribe button below or the like button. Let me know if you like the video, and feel free to comment. I always love to see what you might think about the programs, and love to have your ideas on what you'd like to see included. So let's get started. So we'll start with our usual breathing, and then we'll review the cooling breath, which we are all going to need in the next week. It's going to be pretty hot. So we'll review the Sitali and Sitkari breathing. But first, let's get nice and comfy. So find that comfortable seat in your chair with a nice tall spine. Roll your shoulders up and back, and relax your hands on your lap. And with your eyes open or closed, your choice, just breathe. When we close our eyes and breathe, we tend to focus on the breath more. So I encourage a closed eye. Just watch the breath. Imagine it. Maybe imagine it's a nice cool blue color coming in through your nose, down your throat, into your chest. That's a nice cooling breath in and of itself. And if you find that the breath is quick or shallow, you might encourage it to slow down or deepen without stressing over it. Just a gentle little invitation to slow down and deepen. Allowing the mind to quiet as well as you rest the awareness on the breath. So allowing the thoughts to just move past, through your mind, rather than coming in to take up residence. You can acknowledge the thoughts, give it a nod and say, we'll check in with you later. And come back to the sensation of breath. So as we let go of thought as best we can, we focus on our breath. We become more present in the moment for our practice. So we gather ourselves up, unite, as yoga's definition tells us, uniting the mind and the body and the breath. So take 2 or 3 more breaths before we move into the cooling breath. And so eyes can stay closed if you like, or you can open them, and I'll just go through the technique of the cooling breath. So cooling breath is, the primary way to do it is with a curled tongue, as if you're sucking air in through a straw. So opening your mouth gently, sticking your tongue out, curling it as if it is a straw, breathing in through that straw, bringing the tongue in, closing the mouth, and breathing out through the nose. Now, some people cannot curl their tongue, and some people would prefer not to curl their tongue. So the alternate, which is called sitkari, is to just open your mouth slightly, rest the tongue on the top of your mouth, right behind your teeth, and breathe in with that slightly open mouth so that you feel the breath coming in the outer edges on the outside of your teeth. And then close your lips and breathe out through your nose. So either with a curled tongue or with the alternative, with the tongue on the roof of your mouth, just breathe a few breaths here and feel this peppermint patty kind of effect, bringing the cool air in and down the throat and into the body. This is a great way to soothe pitta energy, pitta dosha, which we're in that time of the year when our bodies might overheat easily. And now that we're going to be into some very severe heat, it's a great way to cool the body. And it's also a good way to cool the mind. You know, if you're agitated, great way to cool you down. We'll take a few more of these breaths. Sitali with the curled tongue. Sitkari with your tongue on the roof of your mouth. We'll take 2 more breaths before we start to move. You can use this technique throughout the practice if you feel that work or your body is heating up too much. And then open your eyes. Bring your arms down by your sides. We'll take 4 big sun breaths. So we're going to move relatively slowly today, really opening up the body, airing out all of the spaces that tend to get really hot and sweaty. So inhale the arms up overhead, press your palms together. And as you exhale, turn the palms away and float everything down. So we'll do 3 more of those nice, slow, big breaths. Then we're going to flow into our lateral stretches. So the left arm reaches out and over as we flow to the right. And we'll inhale back up and flow to the other side. So nice open armpits here, really letting the breeze cool us down. And 1 more on each side. And then coming with our arms overhead, just reaching nice and tall. We'll come into a twist and we'll flow a twist today too. So on an exhale, we'll twist to the right and then we'll sweep the arms up and twist to the other side. Again, keeping those arms reaching up, cooling off the body, maybe creating a little breeze with your arm. And then 1 more on each side. Inhale the arms up overhead, reach, 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 and then we're gonna fold forward. So reach the arms forward, lay the torso over your thighs, come into a seated ragdoll. So the torso rests on the thighs. Pitta, by the way, lives in the abdominal stomach region. So we're just kind of gonna flop our stomachs down on our legs. Take a couple of really big breaths here. You can hold opposite elbows if you like, let the arms dangle if you prefer.
With each breath out, make a sigh. Really let everything go. And on your next inhale, bring your arms wide, bring yourself up, press your palms together, and bring your hands to your heart. Open up your hands, your arms out to the sides with the palms up, and we'll tap our shoulders. No counting today. You can do your own counting in your own mind or out loud. You're mute. None of the rest of us will hear it. So if you like to count, go ahead, count. Just go with your breath. And the next time your hands are on your shoulders, pause. Draw circles with your elbows. And keep the circles slow, but make them whatever size feels good in your body. They can be real big. You really feel those shoulder blades moving as you circle. Or they might be tiny little movements. Depends upon how you're feeling, how your shoulders are doing today. Reverse direction. And with the arms out to the side, we're going to flap our arms. So we're going to put our elbows up. On the inhale, down. On the exhale, again, at your own pace. Try not to go super, super fast. We're moving slow and steady today in the heat. Using the cooling breath if you need to. Hopefully you have the luxury of some sort of fan or air conditioning. And then stop when your elbows are out to the sides. We're going to do some seated cat and cow. Beautiful undulation of the spine. So press the elbows back, open up the heart, tilt the pelvis forward. You're in cow pose, seated cow pose. And then bring your elbows together, tuck your chin, press your shoulder blades towards the back of the chair, tilt your pelvis back. And then a nice slow cat and cow. And then keep your elbows forward. We'll tap our shoulders a few times. So we're going to start with an extension, come back and tap. Keeping your arms as high as your shoulders, if you can. That's not possible. You might lower your elbows. Your shoulders are tired or sore or need a little compassion today. And then with the arms fully extended, take your left arm on top of your right and find eagle arms of your choosing here. Take your right leg up and over, squeeze your legs together. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, nod your chin to your chest. Keep a nice tall spine for now. And then take a nice breath in through the nose. And decide whether or not folding down towards your lap would be good. And always stay up. Take a couple of breaths, maybe a couple of cooling breaths. And then bring yourself back up. Uncross everything, and of course we will go to the other side. So the right arm will come on top as we find our eagle arms. Left leg up and over, squeeze. Take a breath in and nod the chin on your exhale. Stay here and take a breath in and a breath out. Take another breath in and decide, stay up or fold. So folding can sometimes bring a little more heat as we kind of collapse in towards ourselves. So maybe staying upright is better. Breathe in whatever method you like, and a nice cooling breath or just a nice big bellows breath, big breath in and out. And then bring yourself back up and unwind. So we're only going to do one core exercise today. We're not going to really work hard to heat ourselves up today. Well, the weather will do that for us. So we'll just do our opposite knee and opposite elbow 10 times here. So sit nice and tall, engage your core, lift the pelvic floor, and I will count. So here is 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Bring your legs as wide as the legs of the chair and bring your hands to your thighs. Make sure your core is engaged as you begin to rotate the upper body all around in circles over your hips. Big slow circles, even maybe pausing. I like to stop with one opposite elbow or shoulder towards opposite knee. That feels good. You can try it. You can also just sway back and forth if that feels good. Notice what direction that you have decided to start in and then reverse that direction. We all have a habit of starting in one direction, a certain direction that our body just calls us to go in one direction first. It's not always the same for everybody. So from here, we're going to take another nice forward fold with wider legs. So take a nice breath in and exhale, glide your hands down towards your ankles. Just let your body collapse between your thighs instead of on top of them here. Make sure your core is engaged and imagine that you're squeezing a very large block between your knees. So you're going to engage your hips, your buttocks, as well as you fold the body down. Take a couple of breaths, nice breath in. And a big sigh out. And one more. And then bring yourself all the way back up. And bring your feet closer together. Take your right leg off the ground and draw circles with your knee. And then go in the other direction. And then hug your leg in and circle your ankle, point and flex your toes. Spread your toes, get that nice cool breeze between your toes. And then take that ankle onto your thigh if you can get it there today. If not, modify. You always have the block, of course. That nice. I'm going to do this today on this side too. My ankle that I banged a couple of weeks ago is still tender when I do this seated pigeon pose. So I'm going to modify. Breathe here. Just let the weight of your right thigh kind of hang towards the floor. Maybe I'll lean forward, keeping the back as elongated as you can. And then you can relax the neck. Keep the spine nice and long. And then bring yourself back up. And then extend that right leg, flex the foot, bring the heel down to the ground and glide towards your toes. Breathe into the back of your leg. A nice stretch for the back of the leg, but if you're feeling pulling on your knee, little micro bend there will help relieve that. You don't really want to stress that connection point. And then glide yourself back up. And then lift the left leg off the ground and draw circles. And then bring it in the other direction. And then hug that leg in. Again, ankle crackling both directions. Point and flex and spread. Curl and point. And then go to the other side. So the ankle will come to your thigh, or your foot can rest on a block. So that block's right up against your shin, and the little arch of your foot is kind of just perfect match for your calf. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I played a lot of golf this week, and my body is wanting me to be very kind to it. So take a nice breath in. Maybe you lean forward, maybe not. Then come back up if you did fold. Take that left leg straight out, flex the foot, and lower the heel to the ground. Keep those toes flexing back towards your nose and just kind of glide down. And then bring it back up. So get ready for your sun salutation. So feet about hip width distance apart, nice tall spine, arms down by your sides. Inhale the arms up overhead and exhale into cactus. Inhale, lean, and exhale, glide all the way down. Inhale, lengthen. So the arms lengthen, the heart reaches forward. Nice long spine here. Exhale, fold. And inhale, imagine squeezing that block between your knees, or even squeeze the block if you have one between your knees. Sweep your arms wide and bring yourself up. Always nice to use props and see how that feels. We'll do 2 more of those. Inhale overhead and exhale into cactus. Inhale, lean, and exhale all the way down. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. And inhale all the way back up. And back to mountain. Last plain one, inhale and exhale. Inhale, lean, and exhale, glide. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. And inhale all the way up and back to mountain. So we'll add the twists if they're right for you. Inhale the arms up overhead and exhale into cactus. Inhale, lean, and exhale all the way down. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. And inhale all the way back up. Back to mountain. We'll add the twists if they're right. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lean, and exhale, glide. Inhale, lengthen, always lengthening before twist. Left hand down, right arm out to the side, rotate to the right, and then bring it back. Switch sides and go to the other side. Exhale, fold, and inhale all the way back up. Exhale, hands to the heart and back by your sides. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lean, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, left hand down, right arm out to the side. Take that rotation to the right, bring it back and rotate to the left. Bring it back and exhale, fold. On your inhale, rise all the way up. Press your palms together, hands to the heart, and pause. And we are not doing stand-up sit-downs today. I will leave that to you to do later in the day if you like. It's just going to get us way too hot, or me anyway. That's kind of selfish, but you can do those stand-up sit-downs after class if you're in an air-conditioned space. Don't overheat. All right, so let's stand up and we'll do some warriors. We're going to do nice open warriors. So we're going to stand a long way on our mat and do wide legs, wide arms, opening all of the spaces that get hot in our body. Then we're going to turn the left foot out, bring the arms to parallel. Maybe the back toes turn slightly forward, a wee bit, and then bend into that front leg. So you're in warrior one. Nice open spaces. Flip the front hand And then reverse, back hand down the back leg and the front leg up towards the ceiling. Relax the shoulders. Come back to warrior two, gaze over the front middle finger. And then reverse, or actually extend. We're going to do extended warrior here. So the front arm to the front thigh. Top arm either straight up or past your head. Nice straight line through the whole right side of your body. No weight on that front arm. It's just resting there. You're using your core to stay nice and strong. And then come back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, turn the palms to face the long side of your mat. Let this back hip move back slightly as you reach the front arm forward, and then tip into triangle. So stacking the shoulders as best you can, keeping the chest open here. And then bend into that front leg, come back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, turn the toes forward, come back into star. And then turn the right toes out. Maybe the back toes slightly turned forward. Bend into that front leg, arms parallel to the floor, gaze over the front middle finger. Flip the front hand and reverse. And then come back to warrior two. Forearm to the thigh, back arm up or extended. Back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, let this back hip come back slightly as you reach, and then come into triangle. So try not to let your head dip, but let a nice straight line be from the crown of your head to your tailbone. Bend into that front leg, come back to warrior two. Straighten the leg, turn the toes forward, come back into star. Bring your hands to your hips. A nice forward fold here. So I personally like my toes slightly in for these forward folds. Some like them a little turned out. So find what feels okay through your inner leg and knee. Take a nice breath in, exhale, fold. Glide your hands down towards your ankles. Press your sitting bones back and up towards the ceiling. So a nice tilt to the pelvis allows the torso to fold. You might bend into one leg, straighten the other, and just go from side to side here. A nice inner leg stretch. And then come back to a nice forward fold. We are going to do a twist here. So the left hand down, and you can have that left hand on a block if you want it to be a little higher. We're going to take the right arm out to the side, keeping our hips straight. We're going to rotate to the right. And then come back. We're going to switch sides, and then we're going to rotate to the left. And then come back. And let yourself fold. Bring your hands to your hips and inhale all the way back up. Step your feet together. And we'll do a balance. So we're going to do a balance today with our left foot on our shin, knee facing forward, and our hands at our heart. And then take a gaze to the right. And back to center, and a gaze to the left. Oh, and back to center. What is wrong with me today? I think it's the heat. A little bit to the left, I'm putting my toes to the ground, back to center, and then to the right, and back to center. We're gonna come into tree, so turn that knee out, come into tree, and we will do 40 seconds, imagining ourselves as a tree, just nice and tall. I'm watching the clock, so find a drishti. And don't forget to breathe. And then turn that knee forward and step out of that tree. And we'll do that foot in front on this side. So the foot is on the shin, right foot on the left shin, hands at your heart. Gaze to the left. Oh, I'm gonna put my toes down again. I think I might have a little bit of vertigo today. Turning to the other side. And back to center. And then again, head to one side, back to center, and then to the other. And back to center. Right. Open up that knee, open up that leg, find tree, and I will watch the clock. Nice full breaths and a nice focus on whatever it is you've chosen to be your drishti, your point of focus. Then bring your hands to your heart and come out of tree. We're going to do our joint lubrications on the floor today. So move your chair off the mat. And find mountain pose at the top of your mat. Inhale your arms up overhead and exhale all the way down, nice forward fold. Inhale, a nice flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your either foot back and drop the knee. Bring the other knee back to it. Bring your hands where you want them to be. They can be flat with the fingers spread or fisted. We'll do a couple of rounds of cat and cow. And then coming to a neutral tabletop, take your right leg back about hip height and begin to circle the ankle. So make big circles with your ankle. Switch directions. And take your left arm forward. Make a fist and circle. And the other direction. Bring that hand down, keep the leg up and float it off to the left. Look over your left shoulder. You can take your right hand closer to your left or beyond the left. And we're kind of in this crisscross legs and open side, kind of like we do in standing posture with our feet crossed and our arms overhead. So we're getting that nice lateral stretch through the right side of the body. Same time working balance. And then bring everything back to where we began, back to tabletop. Couple of rounds of cat and cow. And then a neutral spine. Take your left leg back and float it up and circle the ankle. And reverse that direction. Take the right arm forward and circle the wrist. So make a fist. Switch directions. Bring that hand down and float that left leg to the right. Again, you have a choice, bringing your hands closer together or the left hand beyond the right, looking over your right shoulder, and that beautiful lateral stretch with the element of balance. And then take your hands back to the beginning, bring your knees next to each other under your hips, and do 2 rounds of cat and cow. Find a neutral spine and then separate your knees to whatever width you like for child's pose. Toes come together, and the hips sink back. You can use a block for your forehead, any height that works. You can use your fists. And let your belly rest on your thighs. And take a couple of nice breaths. And then we're going to walk our hands to the top left corner of the mat or towards it. Get a nice lateral stretch here through the right side. The right hand stacks on the left. Right hip presses back to the heel. Walk yourself to the other side. Left hand on top of right. Left hip presses back towards the left heel. And then come back to center. Bring yourself back to tabletop. And then find your way to staff pose. Maybe the knee comes forward, the hip comes down, and you roll over. I'm going to do some work on the floor here. So come down onto your back and hug your legs into your chest and move in whatever way feels good. So find the tender spots in your low back and give them a little loving. Maybe toss your legs from side to side or circle your knees. And then bring your right leg down to the mat, extend it long on the mat. So your right leg is laying on the mat, left knee is in towards your chest, left arm is out like a wing with the palm down. Take your right hand, rest it on your left knee, and then just guide that left leg across your body. Roll onto the outer edge of your right leg. And try to keep your shoulders connected to the earth. A nice little twist, rotation into the gut, into the stomach area, into that place where pitta lives. And then come back onto your back. Bring that right knee in, extend the left leg long. The right arm is out like a wing, palm down, and the left hand is on the right knee. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, same thing on this side as you roll to the outer edge of your left leg and guide the right leg across your body. And then come back onto your back and hug both your legs in. Extend your legs and roll onto your right side. And you can cradle your hand, your head in your hand, or you can rest it on your bicep. Keep your lower leg in a kind of a chair posture, as if you're sitting in a chair. Extend the left leg long. Point the toes slightly down, and we're going to lift the leg 10 times. So here is 1, and 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10. Hug the knee into your chest. Grab your ankles or your toes and let your knee press down to the bottom of the mat. So your foot is drawing in towards your buttocks. So we're getting a stretch into our quadricep, the big muscle in the front of our thigh, as our knee and our hip are in line down towards the bottom of the mat. So just hold here for a couple of breaths. And then extend that leg long. And then hug it into your chest. And then we're going to roll onto our belly. So roll onto your belly. And we're going to do a modified frog pose. So I like to put a blanket underneath my bent leg because it will slide easily and it will kind of protect it, pad it. I'm going to take my left leg so that my knee is out from my hip or as high as I can get it. And I'm resting my hand on my head on my stacked hands. The shin is perpendicular to your thigh and your foot is flat. And the hips are as square as possible. One side might be a little lifted. We're just getting a hip opener, a little different kind of hip opener. And we're also laying on our bellies, the pitta part of our body. I'm going to bring that leg back down and roll over to the other side. I'm going to turn just so I can be watching you guys, but you can just roll over and listen to my words. So we're going to be on our sides here once again. The bottom leg is bent. Top leg is straight and the toes pointing slightly down. And we're going to lift 10 times. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Bring that knee into your chest. Give it a nice squeeze. Get a nice stretch there. And then holding onto the ankle or the foot, bring your knee down towards the bottom of the mat and your heel towards your buttocks here. So you're getting that stretch on the other side, on that quadricep on the right leg. And just hold for a few breaths. When we hold, don't yank, don't hurt your knee. And if this is not possible for you to reach your ankle, you can always put a strap around your ankle and give yourself a little more freedom at the knee, but still get some sort of stretch in that quadricep. So don't overdo it. And then extend the leg long. Lift it up. Bring it down. Hug it in. And stack your knees and roll onto your belly. And we will come into that frog posture on this side. So blanket if you like, knee up to about hip height and the shin perpendicular to your thigh. Stack your hands, let your head rest there. And just glide that leg down. Come into Sphinx. So lift your heart, bring your elbows under your shoulders, spread your fingers wide, press into the mat with the tops of your feet. Be a proud Sphinx. So the shoulders draw back towards the waist, the chin parallel to the floor. Couple of breaths here. And again, knowing to modify if this arch in your back is not too severe, bring your arms wider or further away from you. Press into the mat with your hands, lift your elbows.
Lower yourself down and draw your hands under your shoulders. Let your elbows be close to your rib cage, pointing towards the ceiling. And we're going to do 3 rounds of baby cobra here. So the crown of the head is reaching to the top of the mat and your gaze is at the mat. Roll your shoulders up and around and back. Float your torso off the mat. And then back down. 2 more, roll. And float. Hands can come off the mat as well. And lower. And last one. And lift. And lower. And stack your forearms, rest your head, bend your knees, and just do a little windshield wiping of the legs. Just release any tension in your back or your buttocks. And then release your legs down, roll over to your back. We're doing a lot of rolling today. Roly-poly, okay. So, on your back, we'll do one little core work here. So we're gonna flatten our back by turning our pubic bone up towards our navel. Nice flat back. Our knees are bent, feet are flat on the ground. Take your right leg up so that your thighs are parallel to each other. And we're going to lower 1/3 of the way with our breath and hover our heel from the floor before we come back up. So take a nice breath in, press out through that heel. As you exhale, lower 1/3 of the way. Take another breath in, and as you exhale, lower another 1/3. Take another breath in, and as you exhale, lower so that you can almost feel the mat underneath your heel, but you're not touching it. Inhale, back up, heel still presses. We're going to do 2 more rounds. Nice breath in, exhale, lower 1/3 of the way. Another breath and an exhale, another 1/3. Another breath, another 1/3 to hover. And then bring it back up. Be sure to keep that back flat, that core engaged. Nice breath in, exhale, lower 1/3. 1 more, and lower 1/3. Last time, and lower 1/3. Nice. Bring that foot down onto the ground and re-engage your core. Extend your left leg, flex the foot, thighs are parallel. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, lower 1/3. Another breath in, exhale 1/3. Another breath in and exhale 1/3. And almost touch, but don't. And then bring it back up. Another breath in and lower for 1/3. Breath in and lower. Breath in and hover. And bring it back. Last round, inhale and exhale 1/3 down. Take a breath in and exhale another 1/3. Another breath in and hover. Keep pressing out through the heel, keep engaging the core. Bring the leg back up. Hug the knee into your chest. And find reclined pigeon. So your ankle is on your thigh, press the thigh away. Find whatever version of this posture feels good for you. So foot can be flat on the ground. You can lift that foot off the mat, let the shin dangle, or bring that foot up to the ceiling. Wrapping your hands behind the right thigh, maybe wiggling and circling the toes. Coming back down. And switching sides. Pressing the right thigh away and finding the version on this side. Whatever feels good.
Some people like to rock, get that extra little massage on your low back here. And then bring everything back down. And we will do a bridge pose. We're going to do a static bridge. We're going to hold in bridge, and you might want to have a block for this, depending upon how you're feeling. Today, you can work it a little bit and then support yourself, or you can support yourself from the very beginning, your choice. So again, we're going to flatten our back by moving that pivot bone up towards our navel, engaging the inner thigh, inner foot. Arms are down by our sides. So we're going to peel from the tail up to the base of the neck. So as you inhale, lift, hip points, press up. You can interlace your fingers under your torso, rock your torso, tuck your shoulders, and get a little more height here, still keeping the legs active and reaching the tailbone towards the back of your knees, the backs of your calves, really elongating the spine, not overly arching the back here. And you can hang out here working the strength in your legs and your glutes, or you can take that block any height and rest your buttocks on it. So take 2 or 3 more breaths, whether with or without a block. And then if you're binding, release. Remove the block if you're using it and lower down. And find a reclined butterfly. So knees splay open. Maybe you flap your little wings. Hands on your belly perhaps. Relax wherever you can. And keeping your soles of your feet together, just lift them off the mat. Reach for your toes, your ankles, your calves, whatever you can reach. Find happy baby. Think of Maeve. And giggle. Maybe extend one leg or the other or both. Some people like to just wrap their arms around their outer thighs and hug their thighs towards their armpits or their knees towards their armpits. Try to maintain a nice length in your spine rather than curling your tailbone up like a turtle. Just try to really keep reaching that tailbone, elongating your spine in this posture. And then wherever you are in the posture, bring your legs together, extend them up. Lift and put your hands or a blanket or a block underneath your tailbone. And find a bit of Nikarati. The wonderful final posture before the final posture of Savasana. So that place where the blood will flow freely down out of our legs back into our heart, our thyroid, our brain. A nice cooling, calming, soothing posture. Another good pitta balancing or pitta relieving posture. And then as you are ready to be still today, you can stay right here in this posture. And as I often suggest, just scoot yourself up against a wall, buttocks and let the legs be supported that way and rest here. Or you can come into corpse pose. You can even lie on your belly today or any day. Lie on your side. Whatever posture allows you to find stillness. And once you get into that posture, just take a nice big breath. Side out. And settle in. So let all the touch points of your body on the mat just relax. Up your head and arms, buttocks, and calves, and heels, whatever other body part might be touching the mat, maybe around your belly. I have a poem from my friend Donna Falls, and it's called Sweet Time. And it reads, great nature takes her own sweet time. No one can hurry sunrise, mitigating birds arrive when they arrive. Trees grow and leaf on their own unique schedules. We are the only creatures with clocks, minutes hands, marching in tight circles, seconds flashing past. Think of the inner peace if we woke one day to find that all the clocks had turned into flower pots, with buds that bloomed only when a power greater than calendars or hours coaxed their petals open. So take a long, slow breath in. a long, slow breath out. Begin to bring movement into your body, perhaps wiggling fingers or toes, circling ankles or wrists, or letting the head gently drift from side to side. And if it would feel good to take a nice full body stretch, go ahead and reach the arms overhead, extend the legs long. Take the biggest, fullest breath of the day so far, longer than you think you can. So when you're full, don't stop, keep going. And then as you exhale, hug your knees into your chest, give yourself a beautiful hug. Hug of thanks for making it to class today, a gratitude towards your body for moving and breathing for you in this practice today. And then roll to one side, stay on your back if you prefer, but give yourself a breath or two to check in with what might have shifted or changed since you arrived for your practice. Perhaps something has released or opened or cooled or warmed. But now you know how to cool it down. Maybe something has been let go of. And find something from your practice that you can take off your mat into your day, into your week ahead. Perhaps it's that cooling Sitali breath. Hot days that are coming at us. Or maybe it's the letting go of time. Or the being changed to a clock. You're letting go and just letting things happen in their own time. See how that feels. And find something that you can let go of, something that you can leave on your mat that isn't serving you anymore, or maybe never has. A thought or a worry, a fear or a judgment that just is taking up space. And as you feel ready to end your practice, find your way to a comfortable seat. And once you are seated, bring your hands to your heart. And we bring our hands to our hearts, reminding us to fill our hearts with kindness and compassion, and to our lips, reminding us to speak words of kindness and compassion, and to our third eye, reminding us to expand our thoughts of kindness and compassion towards ourselves as well as others. And in honor of the light that shines in each one of us, the light that unites us all, we bow and say namaste.